Millionaires are being made all season long at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash. This season, one listener turned $10 into $5,000. Another turned $2 into $10,000, and a new millionaire has been crowned nearly every week this season at DraftKings.com. You could be next. Imagine winning $1 million in one day just playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Head to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Enter Spreaker now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Bob Sullivan Show here on LateNightSportsRadio.com. I'd like to thank my good buddies Lenny Kravitz and Bono for their music tonight.
Wow, you got my famous friends here, Bob.
Yes. Wait, what?
You got my famous friends.
I know. I know that it's the show's blowing up. My friends are getting bigger and more famouser, as they say, and
By the way, tell she's all famous though. Tell John Stark to turn us up. I apologize, buddy.
I know. You should. Also, a quick plug: if you're interested in LeBron James, you like LeBron James, and you want news about LeBron James, go to LeBronJames.shoes website my friend is running, and go check them out for your latest LeBron James news. And, just go check it out. I'm back here with EJ Christian of the Earnestly Sports Podcast. Go ahead.
Your friend LeBron James? Is your friend LeBron James?
No, I have not met LeBron James yet. That's coming though.
Okay.
Yeah. But EJ, your beloved. Actually, let's start with the Giants before we get into Florida State. The Giants.
Do we have to go there, bro? Giants, do we have to go there?
Unfortunately, yes, we do. It looks like
I'm so glad. I'm gonna say real quick. I'm so glad I didn't watch that game today because, and look, it's funny. Like we already know they're out of the race, they're out of contention. But even though, and it's not on. I think the Jaguars are going to the Commanders. Just the way they. It wasn't they lost the Jaguars. It was the way they lost. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Terrible year.
Well, and do you think changes are in store? Possible coaching change?
Okay, so it's funny. I'm glad you asked because on my podcast on Monday, I think it was last Monday, I was this has come up the Beckham catch and the whole line after the Dallas game, and I was I had my buddy Zach on the show with me, and I was telling him that listen, I kind of want the band to stay together for another year. I think with all the injuries that they've had this year, Cruz being knocked out after the 3-2, Kamara, John Beast, and the whole bunch of banged up all year long. I feel like Coughlin Company deserve another year to bring this together. It's a brand new system. How it is in the league, it takes sometimes about 2 to 3 years for a system truly gel. And I felt like, give Coughlin another year. What's the point? If they're going out there better, at least right now, at least Jim was available. But it's funny, like today after the loss, and maybe I was being a knee jerk and whatnot, but I was disgusted today after the game. I mean, maybe I'll cool off in a couple of days, but I feel like, oh my God, maybe we do need change. But I think overall, honestly, I would not be mad if Coughlin's back next year because this is not a detriment on Coughlin. This is not a negative on Coughlin. Granted, it's a tough year and he just got responsibility, but I think he's earned enough stock, earned enough, earned the right to dictate his future a little bit. And I still think with Eli at quarterback, it's funny. Eli isn't even the problem because if you take away the 5 picks against San Fran 2 weeks ago, he was having a great year. I think going into that San Fran game, he had 15 touchdowns and 6 picks all year long. Yeah. So, if you go to the San Fran game, he's having a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's you look at Eli. Yeah, his issues. Yeah, he had one horrible game. But I mean, you throw in the fact losing Wilson for the year. I mean, for his career. I mean, it just Cruz is out for the year. It's just a mix. It's just been one problem after another. I mean, I thought this team, could scrap its way into the playoffs. After well, when it was 0-2 and they got to, they were close with Arizona at the beginning of the year. Granted, it was Stanton at quarterback, and I didn't feel like the schedule was all that tough for them to not make the playoffs. And I mean, I've been proven wrong. Injuries have factored in. That the Eagles game was the beginning of the end, though.
They also lost. Remember, Beckham's having a great year. Beckham missed the first 3 or 4 games of the year, so we never had a chance to see this team in full strength. And that's my argument. Now, when I said this, everyone on Twitter, all my friends who are Giant fans, think I'm crazy. I'm like, but my thing is this, though. What I'm not a fan of, honestly, and Bob, I think you agree with me on this, I'm not a fan of firing coaches for the sake of firing coaches. Okay, fine, you fire coaches. Is it making something better? Okay, are you getting better? Because there aren't many guys out there better than Tom Coughlin. I'm sorry, just not. Even at 68 years old, there aren't many guys out there who are better than Tom Coughlin. Now, look, if Jim Harbaugh was available, then maybe something to think about. But beyond that, I don't see anybody else who can replace Tom Coughlin, at least right now, who I think is better, that would change his program around immediately. I think it's going to get these guys one more year and then go from there.
Do you think a move at quarterback is possible?
And get who?
Yeah, exactly. There's talk of both.
RG3? Well, you want RG3? That's what I'm saying. Okay.
No, I do not. But I mean, the talk before the season was Cam Newton. That's not going to happen, and that's not a lateral move either. So.
Okay, look, this is what I tell Giants fans, and I hope they listen to this. Okay, when you make a move, what idea are they going to move to get better? Right? That's the idea, right? We're going to make a move to get better. Is there anybody at quarterback available we see that'll be better that's available in this draft or in free agency? Let me know.
No.
I don't see anybody. RG3? No.
Yeah.
James Winston?
Yes.
Marcus Mariota?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'll take a flyer on Jameis Winston for sure. But leading into our next topic, your Florida State Seminoles, you had some interesting comments where you said you wish they would just lose at this point. What in the world is wrong with you? They're in the hunt. They have a chance to win a back-to-back national championships. Why on earth would you want them to just lose at this point?
Yeah. But, you saw my comment yesterday on Facebook after the game against the Gators?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I was frustrated, buddy. I was frustrated. And because, not so much yesterday's game, but I think I've been warned from all the off-field issues and all that stuff. And, they are, speaking by games, they shouldn't even be in the game. They should be, there are certain games that, when you're a national champion and you're supposedly as good as you are, that they should not be struggling against teams like Miami. Look, it's a rivalry game, but Miami isn't that good, as evident by the last 2 weeks. They lost to Virginia and Pittsburgh. Okay? There's no way in hell that they should be struggling against Miami and barely squeaking by beating the Hurricanes. I'm sorry. So it was more of frustration. Look, I'm glad they won their games. I just don't think they measure up with Alabama and even Oregon. I don't think Florida State is even one of the three best teams in the country right now, to be honest with you.
Well, they're okay. Let me tell you something. It's all. I think they have had the mentality all year of let's just get to the playoff, and I'm cool with that mentality. I mean, if you're good enough to do that, then go ahead and do that. But I mean, it's got. I mean, at least this year, they've had tests week in, week out. They're not as good a team as they were last year, but they've passed every test that they've had, and they didn't have a single test last year. I mean, it was like a 35-point blowout by halftime. That's not exciting.
Maybe I don't want to exciting. Maybe I want my game to be easy. Maybe I got spoiled last year. Maybe last year I got spoiled.
Yeah. If you're Jimbo Fisher, do you get out now?
So what now?
If you're Jimbo Fisher, do you get out now? Well, you don't have any sanctions or anything come your way because of what Jameis Winston may or may not have done, or with all the trouble off the field. Do you just get out now and go to Florida, or do you jump ship before the Wolves come for you?
I mean, it depends on if the issues are actually close to hitting the surface. I don't know, man. I mean, I expect James to play for the draft, so I think once James is gone, some of the issues will go away. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest Jimbo Fisher fan in the world. I've never really been a big fan of his, even with the championship. I was always found to be too conservative with his play calling and whatnot. And I don't know. It's kind of I've never been more frustrated at any team I've ever cheered for in a single year than this Florida State team. Now, granted, if it results in a national title again, a repeat, then it'll be worth it, I guess, right? I guess. But it's a frustrating team on and off the field.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I get your frustration. I get it, but do you think? I mean, you
Bob,
can have.
Bob.
Oh, go ahead.
By the way, your boy Bo Pelini, man, you okay with that? Fired?
Yeah, I don't. Okay, let me lay this out for you. He went 67 and 26, I believe it was, over his time. But those, the losses he had, those were bad losses. Like they weren't just losses; they just got pummeled. Other than the Texas, the one loss you can really point to was the Texas one in the Big 12 championship when it got rigged so that Colt McCoy, so that Texas had one more second to kick a field goal to go to the national championship against Alabama and lose. That's the one big game where Nebraska has really shown up during Bo Pelini's tenure. And the expectations around here are pretty unrealistic. I mean, they want to get back to winning national championships. I'm telling you. Yeah, 3 championships in 4 years. That's not happening again around here. I hate to break it to you guys, that's not happening around here. So you're saying that Tom Osborne's not walking through that door anymore? He's not walking through that door anymore. Bob Devaney is not walking through that door.
Okay, clear that up then. Okay, cool.
But everybody wants a quick fix. I don't know who the quick fix is, and I don't know who. I mean, they seem reluctant to open up the checkbook, so Jim Harbaugh type would be out of the question. I don't know who you go out and get to fix this, and that's where I stand right now.
I don't know. I thought Bo was a good coach though, but I get some of the frustration from fans. I mean, the players only had about it. I mean, you saw this week on Twitter from players after they announced the firing. They were not happy about that at all.
Yeah. Well, EJ, we are up against the clock. Let's track of time here. Do you want to tell everybody where we can find you on Twitter, the internets, all that pleasurable stuff?
Twitter, EJ Chris number 7. My podcast, Earth Chicken Podcast, on iTunes Store, Stitcher Radio. Bob's on the